Hey everyone, my name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thank you all so much for joining me today for Flosstube Friday and Flosstube number lucky 13. Ooh. I'm actually superstitious about some things, but not numerology, despite the fact that I had a whole conversation with you last week about the meaning behind the number 12. I'm actually not, I don't have a problem with the number 13. And today's actually been a really good day. I am chairing, I'm the new chair of a committee at my university, like an important committee. And we had a meeting today and it went really well. And I was like hyper organized and it just was very smooth. And so I'm feeling really good about it. I am feeling hopeful that this will be a successful Flosstube. Although, now that I think about it, my tripod broke after last week's Flosstube. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Welcome to my new subscribers. I appreciate you hanging out with me and sticking around. And for folks who've been with me for the past 13 weeks, it's great to have you back. I love interacting with you in the comments. I just really enjoy your company, your virtual company during isolation, because I know, COVID numbers are spiking and people are kind of shutting down again. So having this outlet and being able to chat with people has just been so lovely. So it's great to hang out with you. This is a channel about embroidery and other crafts and baking and history and the history of those things, embroidery, baking, and other crafts. So if that is something that you are interested in and you're watching and not subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe and stick around. I had my drawing for my 200 subscriber giveaway last week. I've been contacted by both of you and I was going to get those mailed out today, but something came up and I wasn't able to go to the post office today. So I promise Dawn and Lisa Marie, I will get those out to you. They are packaged and I will send them out on Monday. I promise that they'll get out on Monday. So I apologize that they'll take a little longer than I anticipated, but life happens. But those are packaged and they will go out on Monday. Also, thanks to those of you who watched my election cake historical baking video on Tuesday. If you haven't seen that, I will put a link to it up here above my sewing machine. Now, the baking is crap, but the history is fantastic. And I have a great interview with my friend Sue Stanfield, who's a professor of 18th and 19th century U.S. women's history. And she sent me a picture of her election cake that she bakes. And the conclusion that I have come to is that I basically put in twice the amount of sugar that I should have put in. So when it says knead the dough, it's not like a bread dough. You're not kneading it like a bread dough. It's like stirring it and it's really thick. So I plan on revising that recipe and trying again at our next election. And in Mississippi, I feel like we have elections every year. So it may actually be next November. May even be for primaries. If there are primaries, I don't know. I don't even know the election system in Mississippi. Anyway, next election, I'll revise that historical baking and you will see, hopefully, fingers crossed, a successful election cake next time around. Although, no guarantees because you never know what's going to happen. and I don't cut out the fails. I just leave the fails in too. All right, I don't have actually much stitchy stuff to talk about this week. I've been really distracted by our election here in the US. I've been falling back on comfort stitching, so I will talk to you about that, just kind of monotonous stitching. But I did do some cleaning and organizing, so it's hard to see, but like all my nice stitching fabrics are up here. So I have my linens right here, and then I have actually I'll show you. And then I have, so I have my linens, which I love. I have my little box, which I ended up putting in wood stuff and not my, I took out my pine needles and put wood stuff in here. And then I have some velvet and some lame and cork and some other stuff in burlap. So that is, sorry, my hand. So that is really exciting for me. I'm the kind of person who, if I don't see it, I won't use it. And I really want to use these because I really love them. So I'm happy that that is clean and organized, and that kind of helped me center during my stressful election situation, which is not over yet because we still don't have the results of our election, but that's okay. I don't have any stitching FOs, but I do have some craft FOs, which I'll show you. I don't have a real haul, but I have some happy mail from my mom, and I have some plans, but not many, so I'll talk about those. So this may be a really, really quick video, but a good one, a good video. So let's talk about my crafting FOs. I have, as you can see, been making like tiny little hats. And these are good as like Christmas ornaments or garlands. So these are probably about, I don't know, 5 inches tall. And I did them in 2 different kinds of yarn. And then I also made some little ones, which, there we go. Some little ones, which I think are cute. That one and this little guy. So I've been playing around with tiny little hats, and I am going to do I'll put these back there. I'm going to do a tiny little hat tutorial next Tuesday as my Tuesday video. So I'll teach you how to make these hats in different sizes. And then I also, the other day, made a little Christmas tree, which I kind of love. And I want to try out a couple more versions of this. I have some really neat sparkly red fabric, and I want to stuff them and maybe put like an actual wood, what's it called? Trunk on it. I have like little wood things. I have like little wood things that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I thought they would make a really cute base for this so you could kind of stand it up better. I don't know. That's what my plan is. We'll see if it works. And if it works and they look really cool, I will do a tutorial on the 17th for little Christmas trees so that you can make those for your holiday decorations, those of you who celebrate Christmas. The hats are great. You know, my hats are red, white, and green, but you could do these hats in any color and they can just be winter decoration. They don't have to be Christmas. So that's kind of nice. The Christmas trees are, you know, Christmas. They are what they are. Those are my only FOs. I don't have anything else to show you in the FO department. I do have some whips that I want to show you. I did mention that I wanted to start my Scandinavian deer needle felting that I got from the Woolery, and I'll put a link to this below. I started that and I sketched it out and stitched the deer, not stitched, felted the deer in there. So, you know, I just wanted to start it. That was kind of my goal, and I think it looks nice. And I'm really pleased with this. This is only 3 colors, which is really nice. It's like a red color, white, and then this brown color. So it was fun. It's really good for when you just need to stab something 1,000 times. Needle felting. I've said this before, but needle felting is just like so satisfying of a craft because it does take some concentration, but not a lot, and you're just like stabbing something. It's good for frustration. So here's my Scandinavian deer, which I really like. I have been working on my Hildegard of Bingen, as I have been for several weeks. And she is in my map bag that is very wonky, but I like it. And I'll put a picture of what it's supposed to look like up here. I've been doing some outlines in the middle, and I've been filling in those clouds right here. That's kind of what I've been doing. I haven't been working on this very much, but you know, it's coming along, and I said that this was going to be a very long project, and this is kind of becoming my backup project. When I don't know what else I want to do, I just pull it out and just do another step, and that seems to be working really well. But this is on a natural linen from Fat Quarter Shop, just natural linen yardage. This here is blue watercolor. That's my Hildegard of Bingen's Cosmic Egg. If you want to learn more about that, I did a video a week and a half ago on the history of this image and of Hildegard of Bingen, and I'll put that up here above my sewing machine so you can check that out too. She Hildegard of Bingen was a medieval woman who was kind of amazing, and so I highly recommend checking that out. So that is my other whip, my Hildegard of Bingen whip. That is ongoing and will be ongoing for a while. And then my third whip is also a new start. And this one makes me feel like a real floss tuber because I'm doing it on a 14 count Aida, a 14 count white Aida that I got at Joann's. Sorry, I'm really excited about this. It's very bright. So I started doing Blackwork, not in black, but I decided that I wanted to try some Blackwork, and this is the result. It's hard to show you the picture on the pattern because it's like right next to the pattern, but I'll put a picture of what this is supposed to look like right here. And then here is my version. You can see. And like I said, I'm doing this on a 14 count Aida, white Aida. That's very interesting. And it's interesting to work with because I don't have the right needles. Like my needles are sharps because I have embroidery needles, but that's okay. And I'm doing it in Dyeing for Cross Stitch Cotton Impatiens, which is this really interesting pink, purple, and peach variegated for the flower. And then I'm doing the stem of this in Dyeing for Cross Stitch Earth, which is a blue, green, and brown variegated. So that's the plan for this one. I'm really enjoying it. It is feeling like this has been kind of my comfort stitching because I don't have to think about colors. I just follow the pattern. But I am having difficulty counting, right? So the reason why I didn't start doing counted cross stitch is because I do have difficulty counting. I think I have a mild case of dyscalculia, which is like dyslexia, but for numbers. And so counting is actually very difficult for me. I have to double count things 3 or 4 times. I have to count things 3 or 4 times. And so counted cross stitch feels scary to me. So this is my first ever counted project. And I thought, oh, why don't I grid it up? Like, you know, give myself the lines, the 10 grid lines, and that'll really help me. And I miscounted them. So I just got rid of those lines. I was like, forget it. I'm just going to go with the pattern. I know where I'm starting now. I started right in the middle. I counted it off on the pattern, and I had a couple of mistakes, but once I got into the rhythm of the pattern, it went really smoothly, and I'm really happy with it. And it's a really nice, kind of relaxing stitch. And I look forward to finishing the bottom. I have a couple more of them. Oh, and these are from the Steady Thread. So I will put a link to this pattern below. And this is a free pattern from them. And I bought one too that's going to go on a navy blue Aida. I like the 14 count. I like the size. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It might end up being like a bookmark or something. That might be cute. But anyway, I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it. But I like it. It's been really fun. So I'm really enjoying the Blackwork. And like I said, this is kind of comfort stitching because it's just monotonous. I don't have to worry about changing colors. I don't have to worry about, you know, being creative in my design, right? This is just someone else's design. I'm just doing what I'm told in one color. So I'm really pleased with it. And my miscount did not actually hurt anything. The reason why I figured out I miscounted is because I was going along with the pattern and it wasn't right on the lines that they gave me. So I apparently cannot grid my own fabric. Good to know. So this is my flower from the Steady Thread, and like I said, I'll put a link to that below. And that's it. That's all I've been working on this week. Organizing, hats and trees, 3 whips, needle felting, and 2 stitchy whips. I feel like that's a really good like range of crafts that I've been doing. So that's kind of fun. I don't have a haul today. I apparently didn't buy anything last week, so I didn't get anything in this week, which is fine. I did just drop a bunch of money on natural dyes, however, so I should have that coming in soon, and that'll be really fun to look at. I got a pretty significant dyeing kit from the Woolery, and I'm really looking forward to working on that, which means that you will be seeing some dyeing videos and tutorials at the end, like at the end of the year and into the beginning of next year during my break. This is something I want to do. And I don't know, because there'll be historically accurate dyes, essentially. There'll be historically accurate colors of pre-modern dyes. And so I'm thinking, if anyone's interested, I might sell them. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's interested in that kind of thing. I guess we'll find out. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I decide I need an Etsy shop over break, because I don't have enough to do. We'll see what happens. But I'll keep you all posted on that. No haul, but I did get some happy mail from my mom of Flame and Fiber podcast, which I'll put a link to her channel below, although most of you follow her anyway. So I don't have to, whatever. But she sent me some gold leaf. It's very bright. She sent me some gold leaf for my Hildegard of Bingen project. So if you see this image here, you have the firmament, and then you have those kind of like flames kind of like around the egg section. And then there's an inner square and then an outer square. The inner square is gold leafed. And my mom had asked if the original was fabric. The original is not fabric. The original is on parchment. It's on animal skin. It's not fabric. But I have been watching some folks on Instagram who do gold leaf on fabric, and I thought that would be awesome. And so Mom sent me some gold leaf that she had from her glassworking days, and I'm going to use that or at least some of it, for my project, my mixed media Hildegard of Bingen cosmic egg project. So that's my happy mail from my mom. And I am expecting at some point some leather pieces from my friend Betty, who is a leather worker in Pennsylvania, for my baskets, my pine needle baskets that I want to make over break. So those should be coming in soon too. I haven't heard anything from her about that. She said she was collecting them, but I hadn't heard that they were sent. So let's talk about my plans. I don't have a ton of plans, honestly. I want to continue working on my needle felting and maybe do the rest of the deer and the plants, and not the background. The whole background of this is felted, so needle felted. So I don't think I'm going to do that, but I do kind of want to work on that a little bit. I do want to work on Hildegard of Bingen, and I want to work on my steady thread and maybe finish it. I mean, I don't see why I couldn't finish my Blackwork this week. I finished the flower this week. Anyway, so I want to work on that. I may print out my logo text that I talked about last week for my logo. That's right here. I'll just put a picture right here of that instead of pulling everything out. I may print that text out and maybe transfer it onto the fabric. I may plan out another landscape and sketch that out. I don't know. I'm not promising anything. Next week is the last week of my semester because our semester has been abbreviated because of COVID. And so our semester ends technically on the 16th. And then it's finals week. So that's next week. And I have like a ton, so much grading to do. I have so much grading to do in the next few days. I'm probably going to be working nonstop for the next 10 days, I would say, just to get everything out so that I can give students feedback. Anyway, you don't need to know all about that. Just know that I'm going to be really busy. I'm not promising lots of stitching for next week, but I will have something, and I might have that dye, which would be really fun. And that is it, my friends. That's all I have going on. Thank you all so much for joining me. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me, please subscribe. I'd love to have you stick around. I am planning on filming like a tiny little hat tutorial for you on Tuesday, and also how to kind of make them look a little bit more interesting than just the yarn. So that is going to be fun for Tuesday. And with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves and have a good one.